1. John goes to the park on Wednesday of every week. When does he go to the park? 2. What month comes right after July? 3. What country is located south of the United States? 4. What is the name of the last month of the year? 5. If the teacher asks a question, what should you do? 6. Every man should read this book. Who should read this book? 7. The pilot can land now. What can the pilot do? 8. Today is Friday. I will see Mary tomorrow. When will I see Mary? 9. The sun was shining and the sky was clear. How was the sky? 10. Edward often uses the dictionary. What does Edward do? 11. Why did Sam go to the airport? 12. How far is it to the school? 13. Susan went to the zoo yesterday. What did she see there? 14. John is planning for a long flight. What is he planning for? 15. Mary doesn't like her jacket because one sleeve is too long. What is too long? 16. The theater was loaded with people. How was the theater? 17. That woman can lift very heavy objects. How would you describe her? 18. The trip was made over bumpy roads. What kind of roads were they? 19. This fruit grows on a vine. Where does it grow? 20. My friend works every day except Sunday. How many days a week does he work? 21. John would rather have a hamburger than a hot dog. What would he prefer? 22. John ate some dessert at noon. What did he eat? 23. The military is very concerned about this student. How does the military feel about him? 24. This student works independently of others. How does he work? 25. You should study your lesson in advance. When should you study your lesson? 26. I hear an aircraft. 27. Take your time. 28. I'm making the coffee now. 29. My friend felt sick yesterday. 30. He was getting tired from walking all afternoon. 31. This pencil is like that one. 32. The doctor says I have the flu. 33. Jack asked, "Do you enjoy fishing?" Tom replied, "Yes, it is my favorite sport." 34. He thought about buying the book. 35. This metal can be bent easily into any shape. 36. Air can be expanded. 37. The student is confused by all the names. 38. You should never skip class. 39. The mechanic is feeling a little blue today. 40. Joe always obeyed his father. 41. John was too late to catch the bus. 42. I expect Joe will go to the party. 43. Philip has just a little bit of money. 44. The motor sometimes gets overheated. 45. You must make your students study. 46. The instructor is listening and not talking. 47. Joe needs to visit a dentist for treatment of his tooth. 48. I have a date with my girlfriend this afternoon. 49. He had hardly any money with him. 50. Tom said, I'll write twice a week on my trip. 51.
Where was Joe yesterday at noon?
He went to the barber shop.
Why did Joe go to the barber shop? 52.
Sergeant Brown, where are you going in such a hurry?
I'm going to the club for dinner.
Where will Sergeant Brown eat? 53. 53.
Our friends are going to Chicago next month.
Yes, I know. This morning they told me they are going by jet plane.
How will the friends get to Chicago? 54.
Where did Captain Murphy go?
He went to headquarters. He has to report to the Commandant at 3:15.
When does the captain have to be there? 55.
Have you noticed anything unusual about the moon tonight?
Yes, there's a ring around it.
What does the woman see? 56.
How do you like Ann's new winter hat?
It's nice, and it's the brightest red I've seen.
What did the man say about the hat? 57.
Were Don's parents happy to meet his fiancée?
Yes, they were delighted to meet her.
Who were Don's parents glad to meet? 58.
Are the crops going to be good this year?
Yes, they should be, because we've had an excellent combination of rain and sunshine.
What are the woman and man talking about? 59.
Did your friend live after his terrible traffic accident?
I haven't gone to the hospital today, but I heard that he made it okay.
What did the woman hear about her friend? 60.
What would you do if one of your friends told you he didn't like the color of your hair?
I would probably ignore him.
What did the woman mean?
Good job! You've just completed Form 4. Take a short breath, and let's move on to Form 5.
One. What color is your coat? 2. There was a ring around the moon. What was around the moon? 3. What month comes right after October? 4. Alan goes to the park on Monday of every week. When does he go to the park? 5. Miss Lewis has to be at the airport by 2:20. When does she have to be there? What is the name of the last month of the year? Seven. What body of water is located west of the United States? Eight. Everybody should get plenty of rest. Who should get rest? Nine. The group of boys saw the steep descent from a distance. What did they see? Ten. The pump supplies fuel under pressure. What does the pump do? Eleven. What are brakes used for? Twelve. The base of the lamp was clean. What was clean? 13. Where do you take your dirty clothes? 14. The student left his books in a booth in a restaurant. Where are the books? 15. Aren't those two students alike? 16. Mary wants to serve in the hospital. What does she want to do in the hospital? 17. Ted wants to see the headline. What will he do? 18. What is a blinking light? 19. John wanted to know the shape of the box. What did he want to know? 20. Tom lives in a residential area. Where does he live? 21. How do you check the performance of a new car? 22. Will this plane be delayed? 23. How much change do you have? 24. Would you like to revise this paper? 25. Didn't he used to smoke? 26. Edward, take charge of the class. 27. It seems to be snowing. 28. I will attempt to call you tonight. 29. I assume you are going to the dance tonight. 30. Some vending machines are automatic. 31. John received additional money for his trip. 32. Jack is on vacation this week. 33. He lost his balance. 34. Bob is unable to drive his car to work. 35. Bill wakes up at 7 a.m. 36. Tom has a good academic record. 37. Helen was bored with the movie. It was too long. 38. Give the captain a ring after you land. 39. He's running short of cash at present. 40. Paul didn't have enough time to read every page in the book. 41. The crew abandoned the plane after the landing. 42. I have trouble starting my car. 43. George likes a variety of foods. 44. Harry usually gets to class on time. 45. Jones thinks English is a difficult language. 46. The motor sometimes gets overheated. 47. You must make your students study. 48. You'd better get a haircut this week. 49. John kept watching the people swim. 50. You can store food in a refrigerator. 51.
Are you hungry?
Yes, I'd like some dinner. What would the man like to do? 52.
How many apples are on the table?
There are only 5, I think. How many apples did the man say are on the table? 53.
Can you bend that steel pipe?
No, it's too stiff. Why couldn't the man bend the pipe? 54.
What are you doing with those pieces of rope?
I'm securing them. What is the man doing? 55.
Do you smell anything?
Yes, I do, and those fumes are poisonous. What kind of fumes are they? 56.
What are the soldiers doing now?
They're in battle, but they cannot advance.
What couldn't the soldiers do?
C7.
Is Mary working now?
Yes, she's working at the bank.
What kind of job does she have?
I don't know, but she's not a permanent employee.
What kind of job does Mary have?
D8.
What is the airplane doing now?
It is descending.
What is the airplane doing?
C9.
Do people adhere to the laws in your country?
Oh, yes, they certainly do.
What do the people do about the laws?
C60. Did you speak with John about your suggestion?
Yes, he agrees with me.
What did the woman mean?
Well done. That was Form 5. We're now moving to the final form, Form 6. Stay focused.
One. What month comes right after July? Two. What color is your coat? Three. Do you have trouble falling asleep at night? Four. Captain Brown bought a portable typewriter. What kind did he get? Five. Why is copper used in electrical wiring? Six. Harry said, all except a few of them are here. What did Harry mean? Seven. Where is your brother now? Eight. What are scales used for? Nine. The insult made him very angry. How did he feel? 10. What are competitive sports? Eleven. What are tape measures used to measure? 12. It was several days before Cadet Jones discovered that he had lost his key. When did he find out that his key was missing? 13. Bill said, I couldn't sleep too soundly last night. How well did Bill sleep last night? 14. The instructor put a notice on the bulletin board. What did he place on the bulletin board? 15. 30 students went to the coast last Sunday. How many went to the coast? 16. Bob said that he was going somewhere Saturday night. Where did he say he was going? 17. The manager was informed of the situation. What do we mean by informed? 18. During the landing, they all sat in a rigid position. In what position did they sit? 19. Little by little, I began to understand the story. What is the meaning of the phrase, little by little? 20. Mr. Nelson said, either John or Mary can go. Who did Mr. Nelson say could go? 21. The program is going to start at 12 sharp. When will the program begin? 22. In addition to being square, what other shape describes the mirror? 23. Lieutenant Jackson said, I haven't seen Joe since day before yesterday. When was the last time Lieutenant Jackson saw Joe? 24. Jack said, I will finish my recording in 5 minutes. When will Jack complete his recording? 25. The wounded soldier said that he was thirsty. What did he ask for? 26. I'd like coffee because it is stimulating. 27. Since yesterday was a national holiday, I had many visitors at home. 28. This is Tom's desk and not Ed's. 29. We may receive the check today. 30. The doctor looked over his patient, but didn't find anything wrong with him. 31. The blade of the knife is bent. 32. We ought to visit my friend. 33. There was a loud crowd at the community center. 34. The enemy finally gave up. 35. The students must be quiet in the lab during an exam. 36. Many people study in their spare time. 37. Mrs. Dixon asked me to reread the passage. 38. 38. We ran into them in the cafeteria. 39. The girl Bill saw yesterday plays tennis very well. 40. Lieutenant Smith has finally caught up with them in their studies. 41. Bill wanted to get a jacket for $56. However, he ran short of cash. 42. It is illegal to park in front of the water hydrant. 43. Helen went along with our suggestion. 44. The student said, "We were not able to go to the party last week." 45. We were very glad when we approached the airport. 46. John said, "Something is wrong with the lights in my room. They keep going out." 47. Generally, the examinations have 120 questions, but this one has 100. 48. In the United States, most TV programs are paid for by big companies that make such products as cars, soft drinks, and breakfast foods. 49. The table is made of aluminum. 50. Betty told her sister to think it over before making a decision. 51.
How many books are on the table?
There are only 5, I think.
That's right.
How many books are on the table?
52.
Are you hungry?
Yes, I'd like some dinner.
What would the man like to do?
53.
Can John write English?
He can write English pretty well.
How well can John write English?
54.
What do you feel like doing?
I'd like to go out to lunch now.
What did the man mean?
55. Bill's blue shirt is just like mine.
Yes, and it's pretty, isn't it?
What did they say about Bill's shirt?
56.
What is the teacher doing in class these days?
He took up a new lesson last week.
What did the teacher do last week?
57. Good morning, Major Smith. What can I do for you?
Please fill up my gas tank.
Which statement best sums up this dialogue?
58.
Did you notice Mary's face when I told her the news?
Yes. Suddenly her beautiful smile faded.
What did the man say?
59.
Are you a member of the Officers Club, Lieutenant Baker?
Yes, ma'am.
What did Lieutenant Baker mean?
50.
Do your boys have hobbies?
Yes. In fact, their hobbies are similar.
What did the man say about his boy's hobbies?
This is the last one, Form 7. Give it your best and stay sharp.
One. Who studies the weather? 2. Joe said, the wind is as sharp as a knife. What kind of wind is it? 3. He hears a strange noise. What kind of noise does he hear? 4. Jane said, please try this pie. What did she say? 5. She paid for her car in advance of delivery. When did she pay? 6. They put out the fire. What did they do? 7. If a student asked you to change a quarter, what would you give him? 8. Mr. Smith went to the cafeteria at 7:30. Where did he go? 9. Tom arrived at the airport at 6. The plane took off at 7. When did Tom arrive at the airport? 10. Helen mailed a letter to her husband yesterday after class. What did Helen do yesterday? 11. Bob will stay in the guest room. Where will he stay? 12. I took the tire to the service station and had the mechanic inflate it. What did the mechanic do? 13. The cable was concealed in back of the engine. Where was the cable hidden? 14. The student had a party last night and couldn't finish the assignment. Why didn't he finish his assignment? 15. George is going sailing. What is he going to do? 16. Since it was so hot, he stayed at home. Why did he remain at home? 17. He's going to take up medicine this year. What is he going to do? 18. The woman told her daughter to stretch out the tablecloth on the table. What was she to do? 19. The barometer is one of many devices used by the weatherman. What does a barometer measure? 20. Bob said, "Be careful, that wire is not insulated." What did Bob mean? 21. When you meet a person between noon and 6 p.m., what do you say? 22. What is made in a textile mill? 23. Alan speaks Spanish as well as Robert does. How well does Alan speak Spanish? 24. Private Wilson's going to mail call. What's he going to do? 25. Joe's shirt burned up. What happened to it? 26. Jack arrived 10 minutes after the class had started. 27. John is a safe driver. 28. Describe this room, please. 29. I saw the man sink. 30. There's a lot of water in the air. 31. We do not object to the food in the mess hall. 32. Mr. Smith is very punctual. 33. Tom found a pretty large hole in the floor. 34. I have a pain in my arm. 35. Bill likes to participate in many sports. 36. Philip has just a little money. 37. My portable radio is out of order. 38. His name immediately came to mind. 39. He wants to buy a car. 40. You must have confidence in your instructor. 41. I'll have tomato juice, please. 42. This company hired a lot of men last year. 43. The children cooked their own supper tonight. I did not help them. 44. The man slammed on his brakes. 45. School classes are over at 4 this afternoon. 46. Tom needs his car washed. 47. Although the student had many opportunities to study, he didn't take advantage of them. 48. Oscar tried to call you, but the line was busy. 49. The cadet was not guilty of the charge. 50. He killed the diseased animals. 51. Where were these cars manufactured?
Most American cars are made in Detroit.
What did the woman say about American cars?
52. I have no friends with whom to practice English.
I'll see to it that you soon have an opportunity to speak English.
What did the woman say?
53. I enjoyed my stay in your hotel very much. In fact, I would like to make reservations for 2 for next weekend.
Very well, Mr. Marks.
What do we learn from this conversation?
54.
I'd like to buy this car, but I didn't understand what you said about its systems.
Each system in an automobile is designed to do a specific job.
What did the man mean?
55.
That's a powerful engine. Does it have a propeller?
Yes, it does, and it rotates at a very fast rate of speed.
What did he say the propeller does?
56. I thought you sent your maid out to do your shopping.
Well, sometimes I go shopping by myself.
How often does the woman go shopping?
57.
Be careful, or you'll hit another car.
This road is too narrow.
What did the man say about the road?
58.
I love the location of this home, but how modern is the kitchen?
The kitchen is equipped with the latest electrical appliances.
What did the man mean by equipped?
59. Why don't you have lunch in the mess hall?
I don't like the food.
Well, I find it convenient.
What does he mean by convenient?
60. I'd love to go to the dance with you tomorrow, but I'm going away for a few days.
Well, please give me a ring when you get back to town.
What does she expect the man to do when he gets back to town?
60.
you